To know is 83, which is the fewest points the Rockets have scored in a regular season game under Mike D'Antoni. The Rockets lost to the Spurs 183. And finally, 100, the number of triple-doubles in the NBA this season after LeBron James and Russell Westbrook each recorded one Sunday. The only season with more triple-doubles was last season with 17. Welcome back to Sports Nation. We're joined now by an expert. His name's Amin Al-Hassan.
Look at that. Yada-da.
Yeah, him.
Is that what the script says?
Yada-da
It says it here that he's an expert.
How are you an expert? You got fired.
Listen, let's back that thing up, shall we? Villanova set an NCAA tournament record.
I gotta do this.
I know, it's different.
Saturday night, they made 18 three-pointers against Kansas to win 95-79. So basically, Jay Billis also weighed in this morning on Get Up to talk about why he thinks they need to move the
Get up.
line back.
How you know?
Get up.
Because I gotta get
The
up.
three-point shot, and I think it is going to lead us. We've been talking about it for quite a while and changing the rules, but I think it's going to lead us to moving the three-point line back and widening the lane. I think that's the next thing in order to be able to stretch the floor a little bit more, make it a more difficult shot, and bring a little more risk into it. Because right now, threes are reigning in college every bit as much as they are in the pros.
There's a reason he has that on. No one told us. No one shared.
Okay.
So, so Amin, are you okay with the idea of pushing the line back?
Yeah. I not only the line, I think college basketball should adopt international basketball rules. The wider lane, 24-second shot clock, and the further three-point line. Not quite NBA dimensions, but bigger than what we have right now. All over the world, youth players are growing up playing on the international rules with the international three-point line. I'm talking about kids who are 14, 15 years old in Greece, in Turkey, in Russia. They're all playing with these rules. We're the only country in the world that has, like, when you go bowling, the bumper rail. We're the only one that have bumper rails for our youth levels of basketball, whereas everyone else plays with those lines and those rules. I think the faster that we can switch the dimensions of the college court to what they play internationally, the better for the game, and also the better for those players that end up playing professionally, not in the NBA or the WNBA, but over in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it being pushed back. I just didn't like initially what I heard from Dick Vitale, which is somehow the three-point line is detracting from the game. But to me, the three-point line is a part of the game.
Yeah,
I get it. You may like the beauty of backdoor cuts and things like that. But look, that doesn't mean that the three-point line isn't part of the NBA game. That doesn't mean that the players that you're recruiting don't have aspirations to be NBA players. I want to push it back to the NBA line.
And also,
why? Because it's a precursor.
Well, two things. One is also, let's act like backdoor cuts don't happen in NBA. Like, we do that all the time, too. It's called basketball. We play basketball. Maybe you should try it sometime, college. But then the other thing I would say is the NBA line is too far. Because what ends up happening is there aren't enough elite shooters on the collegiate level to justify having that kind of distance. That's why I like the international line. It's not quite as far as the NBA line, but it's farther out than with the college guys.
Where was this conversation two days ago? Like, why were we going to use the 18 three-pointers made by Villanova, all of a sudden, a record-breaking performance, all of a sudden, to now, you know what, the line needs to go back. I can't get it. I mean, the measuring stick should not be a record-breaking performance. It should be when every team is going out there making 18 three-pointers. Then I understand it, because then everyone is capable of this, but everyone's not. So for me, this is alarming because it's coming on the on the heels of something that was great, but you won't see every single night.
But here's the other thing you could say. Also, the three-point line being a little farther out, it spaces the floor better. It allows for more cutting, more layups, more paint action. It makes the game a little bit more open up, because right now it's so packed in.
It is packed,
I can help in the paint and close out the three-point line pretty quickly.
But you said it would make the game better. Not for the NBA, but better.
For college, yes.
For college.
College would be better. Yeah.
Okay. In what ways, though? I just don't immediately see the...
Because right now, the college three-point line is so close that for most teams, not Villanova's of the world that are great three-point shooters, but for most teams that you're playing against, you can help out in the paint and still recover to the three-point line because it's not a short distance.
Okay.
You pull the three-point line out, it rewards better shooting, it rewards skill development, and because of that, now defenses have to make decisions, so now we have a clear area.
But just because the three-point line is there, though, doesn't mean you have to have your toe right at it. I mean, you can still step back 2-3 steps yourself and just shoot it.
You watch college basketball and tell me how many guys are allowing their kids to do that. Because that's the difference.
Right.
Like
Trae Young, and that's it.
Pretty much.
All right, so they're moving on, and so are we. moving on, punting on the Kings. The Raiders cut punter Marquette King last week, which came as a surprise to many. King is a reliable punter. He had a career best yard average last season and still had 3 years left on his contract. But according to two veteran Raiders reporters, basically Gruden made the call to part ways with him because he did not like his personality. What does that mean? We've heard of that before. So do you have a problem with that?
Not at all. Let's not act like we don't know about the game within the game and every endeavor in life, and also fit. Fit matters. I mean, let's talk about when we're talking about at the top of the draft, Sam Darnold versus Josh Rosen. Well, we're talking about personality types and we're talking about fit because the talent kind of washes away in terms of their comparable players. This guy had his best year punting at Marquette King. Guess what? Raiders didn't even make the playoffs. Didn't even sniff the playoffs. So there's no correlation between you have the best punter in the world and guess what? We're going to have team success. When you have that type of personality, and I love him, he can play on my team and I reward that personality like a Pete Carroll would. But there are coaches like Jon Gruden and others who does not want their kicker dancing in the middle of a play while the ball's still in the air.
Then you say that. Then you talk.
You do that.
You talk to the young man. There's been no reports.
How about you
exactly. There's been no reports in which he actually. Exactly.
How about you coach him?
I mean, listen. He's a former colleague. He's got a Super Bowl ring. I'm not going to hate on him, but
why not?
He's been talking about changing the game back to when he was a coach.
Right.
He hasn't won a playoff game since 2002. A lot of things have changed since 2002. And one of those
kickers dancing?
And one of those things is learning how to deal with the different personalities of a younger generation. There is a possibility
Bill
because
Belichick does it often.
This to me looks as if it's a man who wants to be the focus like he was when he was coaching on the sideline, and we were always the cameras looking at him scowl like Chucky all the time. He doesn't want anyone else getting any shine.
Let me help you out, LZ. These are all the mannerisms of somebody who's not going to be very good at his job. Because he's going to realize the game didn't change because people woke up one day and said, let's try it this way. It changed for reasons, right? It's adapting. When they say, oh, they throw too much, all the things that he's saying are the words of someone who doesn't realize it wasn't just a flavor of the week thing.
Yeah.
The game changed because the rules changed, because the athletes changed, because not only their size, their dimensions, their athleticism, but their personalities have changed.
But listen, personality is not the issue. I see Bill Belichick do this all the time with his players. Why is Gruden wrong for doing this? Why is he doing it the wrong way?
Because Gruden also saying things like analytics don't work and all the other.
No, he also said I have smart people who handle that, and I'll take their information. But I'm not.
But the last sentence of it was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Let him live.
It just seems to me as if when you look at everything that Gruden has done thus far and the fact that he hasn't coached successfully in the playoffs since 2002, it just looks as if perhaps the game has passed him by a little bit.
We shall see, won't we? Coming up next, Aaron Donald, it's fake knives.
Oh, it's fake knives?
Yeah, it's not real knives. That's crazy.
I mean, look.
Yeah, he's dodging.
Next level.
Does that make him a better pass rusher? We talk about it.
Fake.
I mean, he's the best. Look at that.
Fake.
I wish they were real.
You wish they were real? Why?
Look, ain't nobody touching them regardless.
Why is my man wearing protection?